welcome to tonight's lacrosse matchup between the Mountain Vista Golden Eagles and the away Fairview Knights. Tonight's matchup, we see the number 1 ranked Golden Eagles taking on the number 13 Fairview Knights. Obviously, those rankings are very early in the season. I'm Jack Strassner. Alongside with me is Colton Davis. Colton, we got a very intriguing matchup today. The Golden Eagles looking for back-to-back state titles. What do they need to do today to continue on that goal?
I think Vista needs the defending state champs. I think that Vista needs to live up to their expectations and pull off a big win against Fairview tonight and continue their high-powered offense.
Yep, Fairview comes into this game just 1-1. Obviously, we're very early in the season. Although they had a great record last year at 10-2, saw the Golden Eagles early on in the playoffs and the quarterfinals, ended up losing that game just 9-8. So they're going to be looking for revenge tonight. What do they need to do to find a way to get a win against this high-powered offense?
Fairview will need to capitalize on Vista's very few mistakes in order to pull off the win.
Sounds good. Me and Colton will be back momentarily. We'll have the national anthems and starting lineups for you, and then we'll be ready for opening face-off.
Hello? Hello? Testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. Hello, testing 1 2 3.
So Mountain. All right, so we apologize for the technical difficulties. We think we have it all worked, so Mount Vista, currently at the ball, has owned the first 4 minutes of play here. Mount Vista with the ball on the right side, that's Palaz. He looks to make a move, hits a one-arm swim move, and goes 5-hole for the goal, as Mount Vista has an early 3-0 jump on the Fairview Knights. Nice goal there. So Joe Pallas hits them with the one-arm swim move and gets the unassisted goal, going 5-hole. As Holden Hayes will come out for the face-off for Mount Vista, as Fairview's going to try to slow things down and get a timeout. Good start for the Mount Vista Golden Eagles, Colton.
Very good start.
one is this head, sir? So Holden Hayes, the freshman, will be on to take the draw. Holden Hayes, just a freshman, just playing his 5th varsity game, has been very impressive in the face-off. Dye is unable to win this one, though, as the Knights will come up the field. McCall is with it, ends up turning it over. Back the other way comes Mountain Vista. Down the far side, they'll work it low. Here's Stopkowski behind it. We'll give it off to his teammate, who will work it by the 30-yard line. Send it up top to number 14, Ethan Pearson. Very recognizable with the pink lacrosse head. Pearson will move it up top. Here comes a nice move in front, and they can't get the shot off as Fairview will look to work it back their way. Comes to the midline, and Vista able to retain possession. That's Dylan Pless with it on the far side. Pless will move it back up top to Jenkins. Jenkins will work his way in, makes a couple moves. Jenkins sends it down low, and the pass is just over the stick up Stopkowski, and it will be Fairview ball as they will go back the other way. Fairview trailing early in this one. Mountain Vista up 3-0. Dylan Pless with 2 goals early on. Here's the aggressive forecheck by the Mountain Vista Golden Eagles, and that's going to be able to cause a turnover. And back the other way is number 25, Nindorf, with it. And we'll give it off. Pulaw's with it. Loves to work that right side. We'll send it up top for Pearson. Pearson will scan over his options. 6:34 to go in the first quarter. Pearson will work his way to the far side. At the 20-yard line, Pearson still with the ball. Pearson will work his way all the way down low. We have a little clock here. Pearson looks to make a move. Works his way up top. Sends it across, and then is deflected out of play. And the ball will remain with Vista.
Vista doing very good, taking up Fairview service here.
It's been all Vista for the first 6 minutes of this one. Here's Stopkowski with it. He will go and work his way behind the net. Dylan Pless there to help out with the screen. Stopkowski works his way up, hits on the brakes, gives it off for Dylan Pless. Pless in front, and a shot at a goal. Dawson Long, the recipient of that great pass from Dylan Pless, and the Mountain Vista Golden Eagles extended. So the timeout doesn't seem to be working too well for the Knights early on, as the Golden Eagles are able to extend their lead to 4-0. Temperature currently 42 degrees here at halftime. Help field, recently named. Holden Hayes back on for the draw. I apologize, that's actually Horton who ends up getting this draw, and it's picked up by Long, the goal scorer. Long will work his way down and get behind the net for Stopkowski. Stopkowski still with it. Will scan over his options and decides to slow it down. Being guarded by Dickinson, 2 men. Stopkowski works his way up, takes a stick check. Stopkowski to the front there and scores. Just 5:22 left to go in the first quarter, and it's all Mountain Vista. They lead at 5-0 so far. Fairview has yet to record a first shot on this one, as the Golden Eagles, coming off that state title, looking to defend their title, and they are looking good so far, currently at a 5-0 record. We talked about Mountain Vista's high-powered offense. They outscore their opponents 82-27 in the first 5 games, and they can add 5 to that total so far. We'll have a face-off foul, and the ball will come to Mountain Vista. Reedy will pick it up and send it over to his partner. Working his way down there. Stopkowski loves to go behind the net as his position holds. Stopkowski with it. Will cradle, work his way up. Stopkowski being double teamed. takes a couple stick checks, holds onto the ball. A flag flies, and now this is going to be on the man up here. Gives it over to Dylan Pless. Pless will wait, try to do a spin move. Pless will work it down low to Palaz, who fires that one over the net. So Colton, what are your thoughts on Mountain Vista's performance thus far, up 5-0?
I think
Yep, Mountain Vista will be on the man up here. Looking to extend the lead to 6-0. Here's Pearson at the top. We'll give it to Dylan Pless. Pless will give it back to Pearson. Moves over to Stopkowski. Stopkowski will work it low to Palaz. Works it back to Pearson for a long-range shot that was deflected in front. A race for the loose ball. Ball will remain with Vista. Good hustle there by Palaz to get the ground ball. And Mountain Vista will be able to keep the attack on. Sends it up top is Stopkowski. Here's Pless with it. Works it down low. Back over to Pless. And the shot sails high and over the net. Sam Rich, the goalie for Fairview, has been tested often and early today. What does he need to do to kind of settle himself down and get his team back in this one, Colton?
I think they need to start making stronger saves and having better defense to prevent these shots.
Well, a good time to save for Sam Rich, as now Fairview is going to get their first chance to really get some offensive zone pressure going, as Mountain Vista is going to be able to get the ball here after a good defensive play by number 7, Ryan Pless, the brother of Dylan Pless. So a couple of Pless brothers making some big plays early on for the Mountain Vista Golden Eagles. Back on the attack are their Golden Eagles. This one is worked up. Number 16, Stopkowski, sends it in front, and a good defensive play there by Fairview. Number 10, Sam Milson with a defensive play. Back their way comes Fairview, and a stick check by number 11, Eli Morris, is going to cause the turnover for Mountain Vista. Here's Pearson with it. Tried to go across field. That ball is deflected. It's going to come back and picked up by the long pole for Fairview, looking to go on the transition here. Ball is going to go out of play, and it will remain with the Golden Eagles. So Fairview yet to get their first shot in this one, as the Golden Eagles are dominating this one up 5-0. 2:34 to go in the first quarter. Here's Ryan Pless, the deep hole. Makes a nice shake and bake. Being guarded by Milson, and a good defensive play by Milson, who's able to cause the turnover and give Fairview another chance to go back on the attack. Good spin move by Milson on Dylan Pless. He ends up losing the ball, and now Vista is going to get the ball right back. That's a very aggressive forecheck we see, Colton. It's very effective when Vista's running it.
Yeah, very good defense by especially Vista here.
Sends it up top for Pearson. Makes a move. Pearson looks over his options, sends it in front, and a shot and a good save there by Sam Rich. That's back-to-back saves for Sam Rich. Fairview coming into this game 1-1, obviously very early in the season. Big key for them is that they've lost a ton of seniors last year. Only 9 returning players on that team that faced the Mountain Vista Golden Eagles in the quarterfinals. Unfortunate loss for them, 9-8. Mountain Vista would go on to win the state title. So a new face for the Fairview Knights. Mountain Vista had 15 returning players, so a little bit different there. A shot attempt there goes over the goal of Nate Kopech. So Aber will pick it up for the Knights. Sends it up top to Cornwell. Being heavily guarded there, Cornwell, with a minute and 10 to work with. And a flag will fly, as now the Golden Eagles will be penalized. So a good chance for Fairview to try to work their way back in this game. Matthews sends a pass that just went over the stick of number 20, Aber. So now Fairview's power play will begin. As that's Austin Nindorf, the senior, who will take a knee in the penalty box.
Personal / 1 minute.
There'll be a 1 minute foul as he'll get called for the slash. So a good chance for Fairview. Try to generate some momentum here. Obviously no easy task when you're looking at a goalie like Nate Kopech, who's one of the best in the business. So man up for a minute. Working with his Matthews, a long range shot, and it's saved by Nate Kopech. So he gets his first save of the game on the first attempt by the Knights. Pass will go cross field to Eli Morris. Vista will work their way past center field, and that pass is just off the stick on number 7, Ryan Pless. Back the other way will come Fairview. Matthews with it now. On the attack, Matthews tries to work his way around a man. Matthews tried to go 5-hole, and that one went just wide. Looks like Nate Kopech got a piece of that one. 10.3 seconds remaining in quarter number 1. Matthews will recognize the time. Here's Aber with it. Takes a shot that goes over the head of Nate Kopech, and that's going to do it for quarter number 1. So, the Mount Vista Golden Eagles with a very strong first quarter, lead at 5-0. What are your thoughts on the first quarter, Colton?
I think it was a very strong period for Mountain Vista, as they were able to score 5 goals plus some more shots. But Fairview, towards the end, had a couple opportunities.
Yeah, what does Fairview got to do to try to find their way to get back in this game? Obviously, we only saw 2 really good shots and not a lot of shooting attempts. I know you're looking at a really good goalie, Nate Kopech, but what do they got to do to find their way to claw back into this one?
I would say try to get more shots on the net and try to get fewer on their own net.
That would be a good case scenario for Fairview, but we'll be back momentarily. Mount Vista Golden Eagles lead this one 5-0. 12 minutes back on the clock for the second quarter. We will be back in a moment. All right, when we are back for quarter number 2, teams will switch sides here as the Mount Vista Golden Eagles will be working from right to left. Fairview will be going the opposite way from left to right.
Hopefully Vista can keep up their momentum here.
So the ball will start in the stick of Dylan Pless. In the upper right of your screen, Dylan Pless, the speedster, will work his way up. And fights off a man there, ends up hitting the deck, stays with it, will work the ball up the field, and the Golden Eagles will set up shop. Pass just goes off the stick of Blaze, able to get it back. Sends it for Stopkowski behind the net. Stopkowski finds Long. Back up to Blaze. Jenkins with it. Will dish it off, and a shot and a goal.
Another strong start to the quarter by Vista here.
That is Brady Brown, the junior,
On the
joining the goal
that's
party.
Junior attackman, number 12, Brady Brown. On the assist, junior number 5, Riley Jenkins.
So Riley Jenkins will add a point to his total with the assist. And here's another category that the Golden Eagles are just so strong with face-offs. Unable to get this one though, as the ball is worked into Mount Vista zone, and they will transition back upfield with it. Triple team there, and Mount Vista able to work the ball up the field. So the Golden Eagles will look to set up shop again. Stopkowski with it. Sends it over for long. Back down low to Stopkowski. Had the one go over his stick. It'll cross the yellow line. And that's going to be a turnover for the Golden Eagles. So, just one of those plays you would like to have back, but not the biggest issue when the Golden Eagles have just been dominating this game so far. See if Fairview can try to cut into this lead. Down on the near side, it will be number 4, Owen Hoppett. He will direct traffic, look over his options. Here's Teddy Worth with it. Worth be forced back on his attack side. Worth currently shooting right-handed. We'll send it down low. And a good pick off there by Nate Kopech, looking for the cross-field pass. And he's able to get the outlet pass over to Ryan Pless, who'll get it to Long. And now the Golden Eagles will look to add another to the goal total. Here's Palaz with it, has a goal already, looking for more. He is double teamed there, looking to get the ball off to someone, and the ball will remain with Vista. So Joe Palaz will start with it on the far side. Send it over to Blaze. Jack Blaze, the freshman. The tiny speedster, they call him. Blaze will look over his options, find Pearson. Switches to lefty. Pearson back to righty. Pearson will move it over. In front for number 13. And that one was stopped there as a good chance for Anthony Horton, the junior, in the slot. Back their way in transition come the Knights.
One thing I have noticed is Vista's passing game right now looks very strong.
Yeah, they've completely dominated this game thus far. Fairview just put in 3 shots on net. Going to be something that's going to be a key for them going forward, especially against a stingy defense like the Mountain Vista team has. This one will come down low for Aber. Aber, a team captain on this team. And that pass is going to go all the way back into Fairview's defensive zone. And here come the Golden Eagles with numbers in front, and the pass is just over Blaze.
And it will be out on Vista.
And Dawson Long took a shot there on the pass. They came back in transition. They came to Long, who tried to move it over to Blaze. Might have took a high hit there. And the referees will get together and congregate and discuss if there's a penalty on the play. And if so, it looked hard to say. It looked like maybe a bit of a high hit. It was kind of a bang-bang play there, Colton. So we'll look to get the announcement here, but the Golden Eagles will have a man up with 8:04 to go in the second quarter.
Fairview, personal foul illegal body check. That is 2 minutes, unreleasable.
All right, so that's the
Timeout.
call. It will be an illegal body check, and it's going to be a 2-minute man up for the Golden Eagles, and it's an unreleasable. So for Fairview, that's the last thing you're going to want to do this time.
Yeah, especially to try to get back to the game. The last thing you could do is take these penalties.
Yep, so timeout on the field. We'll be back momentarily as the Golden Eagles get ready for the man up, trying to extend this lead to 7. So Mount Vista will be on the man advantage. It's a 2-minute call as unreleasable for an illegal body check. Ends up probably taking away a goal, really for the Golden Eagles, as Blaze was all alone and was going to take a pretty remarkable stop from Sam Rich, but never count him out. So they will work with the man up. This one comes to Pless, who will snipe that one for his 3rd goal of the game. It's a hat trick for Dylan Pless, and lead is now 7.
Goal midfielder and a senior captain. Number 4, Dylan, MVP plus. On the assist, number 12, Brady Brown.
So Brady Brown will have another point to his total with today's game with the assist. Dylan Pless with his 3rd of the game. No surprise there. That's the guy they're trying to work the ball to. Obviously, we saw in last year's state championship game in overtime, he was the man who wanted it, and he was the man who got it, scoring that big overtime goal to give Mount Vista the state championship. Here's Pearson with good support off the face-off. And here's Plus again, looking to go top corner.
That one blocked.
Tough to tell if that one sailed on him or maybe Rich got a piece of it. Either way, the ball will remain with Vista. 7:35 within this first half. Pearson with it now. Here's a long-range shot. Did that go off the bar? Tough to tell. Referee's not totally sure, and they're going to call it a goal. So a long-range shot from Joel Palaz. And that will be goal number 8 on the day for Vista. Good, a nice place shot there.
On the goal, 2nd goal of the game, Mountain Vista. Golden Eagles, number 9, Joel Palace.
So Palace will record his 2nd of the day. Horton will be on face-off duty. Ends up pushing this one forward. Fairview with it now. Quinn McCall. This one will come to the near side for Cornwell. And a good defensive play there by number 13, Anthony Horton, after taking the draw, getting back and making a good defensive play. Here are the Golden Eagles in transition. Jack Blaze with it, sends it to Dylan Pless. He's had his fingerprints on this game through the first half, recording 3 goals. Brady Brown with it, gives it up to Pearson. They will work it around the outside. Comes back down to Brown, sends it in front. Shot, thought about shooting it, rethinking it now. Pearson with it. Comes in front for a shot by Brown that will go to the right side of the cage. Ball will remain with Vista as Palace picks it up. And he'll opt to get a different ball. So here's Powers. Now sends it low for Brown in front. And a good save there by Sam Rich. Pearson felt the pressure. Still gets a shot off and scores. Great heads-up play there by
That's
Ethan
midfielder,
Pearson.
number 14, Ethan Pearson.
Felt the
Second
pressure
second
from
goal
the
of
sub.
game. That goal is
Gets a second of the game. These long-range shots for Vista seem to be going in this second quarter as the high-powered offense that we talked about earlier, Colton, just continue to do their thing.
Yep, Vista has been able to score many opportunities, only probably allowing more goals than shots, or more goals than blocks.
Holden Hayes will come on for the draw now. Will get his shot at it. The young freshman. It's a scrum, and the Knights will come away with it. Good defensive play there by the long pole Pless. Ball is still loose for the ground ball. Kept in momentarily. They're going to say no, it did get out of bounds. And there will be a chance for the Knights to set up. Here's Cornwell with it. Will work his way up. Cornwell will send it up to the top for Hopert. He will wait with it. Here come the Rangers working their way in. Down low for Cornwell. For Aber. And they continue to work on the perimeter. Good stick there by number 11, Eli Morris, the senior. And here comes Vista back in transition. One of their biggest keys is their ability to create plays off transition. Looking to do that again as they try to attack the inside. Brady Brown will have it now. We'll send it on over to Jack Blaze. And they'll work it up top to Bryce Callio. So Vista using a lot of personnel here. Here's Ethan Pearson. Ethan Pearson with a shot. Sails over the net. Here's a shot from Brown that gets deflected in front. Ball will stay with the Golden Eagles. Palace will pick it up. Colton, we talk a lot about the Mount Vista Golden Eagles. One of their biggest strengths is the amount of players they have returning. And you look on the other side, Fairview had a lot of seniors leave last year, only 9 returning players. How much of a factor do you think that is when you're playing a team that has 15 seniors returning on the other end? That was a nice save there is made by Rich.
I think team chemistry is a huge thing for Vista, and for them knowing each other for longer or playing with each other for longer, I think that's a huge factor.
Now, this is a Fairview team that had a pretty successful season last year. At 10-2 was their record. Obviously, a little bit different with the code restrictions, but a good team and 9 returning players. That's going to be part of their core, and kind of going through a little bit of a development period now. Still hoping to be competitive, and it's pretty difficult when you're facing a team that just won the state championship, as well as having that entire core returning, and a lot of pieces that were just so monumental for them in their championship run. So Fairview looking to get on the board here. 3:23 left to go in this first half. Aber will have it down low. So that's Jack Cornwell with it. We'll work it up top for Owen Hopert. He'll work his way in. Guarded there well. We'll move it over. Having to pick that ball up was Matthews. Teddy Worth will work it down low. Here's a shot, and they're on the board. Patrick Aber looked to be the recipient of that goal as he beats Nate Kopech down low in the 5-hole.
Score number 20, senior attackman Patrick Aber.
So Bear will get his.
Goal is unassisted.
We'll get Fairview on the board. So Holden Hayes is back on for the faceoff. So Mount Vista will have a 9-1 lead, as well as the ball to start. Good defensive play there, as Fairview seemed to find a little bit of a life after that goal from a bear. And the referees will signal for the ball to go to Vista. Jack Barley with it. That one's over the stick of Pless. He gets tripped up. The long pole picks it up. Pless will work his way in. Pless looking to shoot. And a good save by Rich. So Fairview will come back in transition. Working his way over is Smith. Cornwell will be with it. Send it all the way up top for Sam Milson. A long pole will play it over to a short stick, who has a stick slashed out of his hands, and a Vista ball. So we continue to see that tremendous defensive pressure from the Golden Eagles that just they don't give up any chance, do they, Colton?
Not only the defensive pressure, but as well as the offensive pressure as well.
So a minute 53 to go in the first half. Vista leads us 9-1. Turnover by Brady Brown. Picked back up there. And he's getting slammed to the ground there was Jack Blaze, the freshman. Gets back up to his feet. Tries to deliver a hit. Causes a turnover. Here's Pearson in front. And he spiked that one. Might have hit the right side of the post there on the outside. Sam Rich came out and challenged him well. Here's Fairview in transition, a high pass, able to be corralled. And here's a bear. A bear makes a man slip, a bear in front, and a great save by Nate Kopech. He is a bright spot for this Fairview roster. He is the goal scorer for them. A flag flies, so we will take a look and get the signal on the field. Well, great individual effort there by a bear to stay on his feet and spin off a check after corralling the high pass and getting a good scoring attempt. Obviously, you're not shooting against a normal goalie, you're shooting against a state championship caliber goalie in Nate Kopech.
Yeah, Vista was all over Patrick, but he was still able to escape and get the shot off, which allowed a great save.
Yep. Nate Kopech, a man of many talents.
Unnecessary roughness, 1 minute.
So 1 minute penalty will be assessed to Vista for unnecessary roughness. Nate Kopech, along with being a tremendous goalie, also a Vista Idol winner this year at the Mount Vista Wish Week event on the first day. So a man that has many tools in his skill bag. This one gets a little help from the post on this one, as the ball is being battled for, and back the other way comes the long poles for Mount Vista. Here's a chance in front. Vista will elect to slow it down a man. Here's a long range shot. It is stopped by Rich. And they're going to say Rich had the beat on the ball, so he will retain the ball for Fairview. Jake Marlatt thought he had the length on that one. Unfortunately, they're going to say that didn't quite have the extra step. So he'll transition back into defense. Jake Marlatt, after commenting off that tough injury with his leg last year, looking stronger than ever, and will continue to play college lacrosse after this year, hopefully with the state championship. 2 of them actually under his belt next year. Big part of this team. An unfortunate injury, but the boys are extremely happy to have him back for sure. 5 seconds left on the clock. They got to get a shot off quick. On the outside, 1 shot left, and they're not going to be able to do it. So a dominant half for the Golden Eagles. They put up a 9 spot, just letting 1 goal in on a Bears goal. So for the Golden Eagles, that's exactly what you're looking for, Colton.
Yeah, Vista will go into the period, go into the half leading.
Yep, so we're 24 minutes through this one. Your score, Mount Vista 9, Fairview 1. We will be back in approximately 10 minutes to bring you the second half. All right, we are just about set for the second half as the Golden Eagles currently lead this one 9-1. I'm now joined alongside Caleb Corrales, who will be taking you on the color side for the rest of this game. Caleb, from a new perspective, what were your thoughts on the first half and what the Golden Eagles did well on capitalizing their chances and just all around good play?
Well, the first half to me was absolutely terrific. The Golden Eagles played very well. Fairview really needs to get their act together if they're going to have any chance of coming back the second half. Eagles playing very well, good team chemistry, passing all around the field. Fairview not as well, but that can always change coming into this next half.
Yep, obviously nobody is safe in lacrosse, and you want to make sure that you continue that as the Golden Eagles play with a lot of confidence. On the Fairview side, obviously, we know you come into this game 1-1. Season's very early, a lot of time left to play in this one, as well as the season. We just got started. For them, yes, you're down 9-1. You want to try to find a way to claw back, but what are the things you want to take out of this game and try to continue to go forward when you're playing such a high-caliber team like the Golden Eagles?
Right. So for Fairview, what they're going to want to do, they're just going to want to go after this game, really talk to the coach, really try to understand what they did well, what they need to improve on so that they can do better in the next game. And it is, of course, as you said, they're at a disadvantage, having a lot of Vista's returning players come back, not so much for the Knights. So they are at a disadvantage, and especially with the state champions, it's just an unfair matchup, but that doesn't mean that their next game won't be better.
Yep, and obviously, the coach's message in that will be to come out with a strong half, have something to build off of, and see what they can do from there. Like we said, just the third game for the Knights in the very long season, the sixth for the Golden Eagles as they come in with a record of 5-0. Meanwhile, is Dylan Pless with it. He will work it down low for Stopkowski. Stopkowski will work his way up on the far side.
And Jay Skopkowski just having an amazing game. He just plays so well behind that net. He just knows exactly what he's doing and just is very fierce on the court.
Absolutely is. Now Brody Brown is with it. He gets a shot and a good save there by Sam Rich. You like the decision to keep Rich in the net?
I do like the decision. He's been playing well.
Obviously hasn't been getting a ton of help back there, but has made some key saves for them, and really without him could be more than a 9-1 lead for sure.
Definitely.
So Ethan Pearson with it. He's got a pair in this game. Pearson behind the net will work his way up one-handed, gets a one-handed shot off. Unable to get that one to go. Dawson Long was first there, so he will retain possession for the Golden Eagles. Dawson Long wearing number 2 in white. Will send in front for Brown. And we will have a stoppage as it looks like a crease violation. So Fairview will have the ball. Obviously helps when you have a junior Brody Brown who is an absolute monster in front. Got to be a huge advantage for the Golden Eagles. Back there comes Fairview. Here's a shot. Tried to go 5-hole, and that was gobbled up by Nate Kopech. And back the other way comes Pearson on the transition.
Pearson is so fierce on the court. He just has insane energy and speed, and he's dangerous when he gets the ball.
Here's a shot from Stopkowski. That goes wide. Fairview will argue that they had the step there. Referee's going to say no. Dawson Long will pick it up. Long will come to the near side, then reverse track. Vista working left to right here to start the second half. Will come up to the top. Down low, works up. Here's Pless. Shooting, and he set that one wide. Already got 3 in this game.
And something else I've been very impressed with, Jack, are how the freshmen are performing in this varsity game. Holden Hayes doing very well with the faceoffs, and Blaze, while he is small, he is definitely a big part of this team and a very good outlook for the future of this Mountain Vista Golden Eagles team.
Yeah, one thing that we talked about with the Golden Eagles is you have 15 seniors on your team. Obviously, this is your core. This is you're going with. A lot of them are seniors. Well, the other thing is they have a tremendous JV team that's been doing very well this year as well, and they were very impressed with the amount of freshmen that were coming in. Kids like Ryder Goldhammer and Holden Hayes obviously is a tremendous face-off specialist, and they got big expectations for him. And as you mentioned, number 3 Jack Blaze is not the biggest guy on the field, but man, does he move. Here's a shot and a goal. So Fairview able to try to claw their way back into this one. They get their second of the game.
And just as I was saying before, this is a brand new ball game. 2 more halves left to go. You can never count a team out. While even though there is a big deficit, you still can't count the Knights out just yet.
Yep, Teddy Worth is the goal scorer on that one. So something for the Knights to cheer about and try to build off of. And kind of like what we talked about, something your message is, do whatever you can to try to claw back in this one. But obviously, you're trying to build for the next game. It's something where we talk with a lot of these coaches where it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. Of course, you want to come out on top in every game, but there's a bigger season and bigger goals that lie ahead. As Nate Kopech will get the pass and will look to start the breakout. He'll send it ahead to the deep hole in Pless. This one will come down low for Stopkowski. Stopkowski will work behind the net into his sweet spot. Here's for Brown. Brown will scan over his options, move it up top. A one-handed grab there by Dawson Long, and Vista will elect to slow things down. Here's Dylan Pless with it. Both the Pless brothers will continue to play lacrosse as they enter their college years, both seniors. Here's as the Golden Eagles maintain possession. Here's Pearson with it. Will work his way down low. A shot, and he fires it over that top corner. Dawson Long will go scoop up a new ball. Has to travel a little bit farther for that one, as all the balls weren't set up.
And this Knights defense is playing, I would say playing clearly better than they have in the first half. They probably got a little talking to from coach. Vista's having a little bit of a harder time scoring on these goals now, and I think there's definitely been a change in their mindset.
Yep, the break seems to spark a little fire in the Knights. Kind of playing with house money now. Sam Rich had the save on that one. Here's Milson with it, the deep hole, all the way down in the low corner. We'll work it in front. Here's a chance for the Knights. And unable to get a handle on that one was Jack Cronwell. He will keep possession though. 7:30 left to go in the third quarter. Golden Eagles up 9-2. So bear with it. The goal scorer will give it off to the other goal scorer in Teddy Worth. Worth will move it on over. They will work the perimeter here. Comes to Joe Matthews.
Well, the defense has been better for the Knights. Vista's defense is still not letting up by any means.
Absolutely something that will make the coaches happy for sure. As the Knights continue to look to chip away. Getting some good offensive zone time here. Have not gotten a shot off yet. Here's Worth with it up top. At about the 32-yard line on the football field that they play on. Worth with it. Straight away. Will trek backwards and look over his options. Now work his way in. Worth being heavily guarded by Pearson ends up falling, and Vista gets the turnover. Something they've done so well with is getting in tough situations, and they're able to create a big turnover. And then we talked about their transition game throughout the game today.
They've been terrific about getting the slap shots, getting just able to get the ball back and make it from going from a defensive possession to an offensive possession for Vista.
Yeah, but another thing with that possession is good offensive zone time for the Knights, but no shots generated. So Vista will get their turn to attack, try to extend this lead. Currently 9-2, just inside 6 minutes to go. Here's Pless straight away, and we will get a whistle. And they're going to say Pearson had some interference, so there'll be a turnover and a ball to Fairview, and Vista gets it right back. Stopkowski with it, and now we have a ruling on the field that Fairview will now regain possession. So about 4 turnovers, about 15 seconds there. Here's Rich with it, the goalie. Will look for the breakout stretch pass. Fairview trying to get onto midfield. They do. Here comes Fairview down with a lane and a shot that just goes over the goal of Nate Kopech. That was Sam Nilsson, the long pole.
That was a really good drive. I really thought that was going to have some potential, but just a little too far. Wide left.
Nate Kopech directing traffic for his defense. Engel with it now. Some new personnel will come in. Pass is going to miss his intended target, so Vista will get the ball back with 5:14 left to go in the third quarter.
It really feels like just when something's going right for the Knights, just when they feel like something's finally going their way, Vista just turns it, just gets it right back, gets a turnover, or just it's like an amazing stop.
Long range pass was somehow one hand held in by Eli Morris, and turnover, and the Knights will come back with it the other way. Knights look to work it through midfield, and they are able to successfully do so. Here's a Bear with it. Had the first Knights goal. We'll send this one on over. As the Knights look to try to get something going here. And we'll get a whistle on the field. And it will go to the Eagles for the ball.
And that's just as I was saying. See, as they right at the ball, Vista just takes it right back because they're not playing around. Vista, it's still a competitive game for them, no matter how high the deficit is.
Something we talked about too is how much they preach just being disciplined in their actions and their defense, and it's kind of been their identity throughout this, last season and early on in this season. And we talked about how miraculous it is that they played 5 games, they scored 82 goals. Well, they're only letting up 27 goals as well, and of course, that's great when you have a goalie like Nate Kopech who's able to do that, but a lot of that comes from that first step defense and the midfielders getting back to help out.
Absolutely.
Here's a check laid by Dawson Long. Trekking backwards with it is the Fairview defense, and the goalie Rich will help break it out. Ball will be turned over, and it's Vista who will come back in transition. Dylan Pless on the far side will give it over to Pearson. Pearson will work his way in. Send it down low for Stopkowski, who's able to hold it in. Stopkowski with it by the goal line. One-arm swim move. Stopkowski will send it down low. Golden Eagles have not scored a goal yet in the second half. Trying to change that there was Pearson, and a good save by Sam Rich, who has looked sharp here in the second half. So Pearson will bring the ball in, shooting lefty at the moment. Here's a play in front. It will come as a ground ball. Both teams fighting for it. The Knights are going to come away with it. 3-on-2, working the other way. Here's a Bear looking in front. A Bear will choose to slow things down and let his teammates come in for support. He'll work it over to Worth. Teddy Worth with it now. Standing at the 32-yard line. Got 2:25 to work with in this third quarter.
This has been a much different game this quarter. There has been not as much action as the first half. There has only been 1 goal scored this whole quarter. And yeah, so now it is very apparent that the defense is, the Knights have definitely had a talking to, and they've changed their style quite a bit.
Golden Eagles able to create a turnover. It's Pless with it, the long pole. Pless will work his way down, has a shooting option, will take it, and fires that one wide and hits the back fencing. But it will set up an offensive zone possession for Mountain Vista. Stopkowski with it. Send over to Palaz. Dylan Pless running over after that one. He's guarded by the Smith. Flag flies as the Golden Eagles will be on a power play as soon as we get a stop near play or possession by the Knights. Here's a shot in front, and a good save again by Sam Rich, who's been a...
Sam Rich has been playing very well this quarter.
Yeah, he's been a new goalie since the halftime break. He'll be tested again, though, as the Golden Eagles will have a power play, as we will wait to get the call on the field. 1:27 left to go in the third quarter.
Fairview, foul, unsportsmanlike, 1 minute, non-releasable.
Interesting. So an unsportsmanlike conduct was called. Hard to see the number from up here. Maybe something was said to the referee. Hard to tell, but there'll be an unreleasable penalty, and the Golden Eagles will have 60 seconds to work with to try to get to double digits in this one, as we now get another stoppage in play. So it seems to be a little confusion. Referees check with one another, make sure we're all good. And the 6-on-5 will now continue. Brown with it down below. We'll send it up top, and that one's picked off the bad pass. And back the other way come the Knights. Short-handed. So the Knights will elect to try to slow things down, and we get another whistle. And it looks like we're going to have a timeout.
Timeout.
For Fairview.
Fairview.
So, like you said, not a lot of goal scoring. We saw most of the fireworks in the first half, but overall, I think you still got to like the defensive game from the Golden Eagles. Maybe not getting as many offensive chances as you did in the first half, but still.
Definitely, yeah, definitely. Defenses on both ends for this quarter have been pretty exceptional. Props to the Knights for really cleaning up their act on defense. They've been really good, not allowing any goals from Vista. And props to the Golden Eagle defense as well for not letting any goals from the Knights. So both ends doing very well this quarter.
Yep, so the Vista power play will continue when we get back. Minute 5 left to go in quarter number 3. Your current score 9-2. We'll be back momentarily. All right, so back to the action as Fairview will have the ball to start. It's a bear with it on the near side. A bear will be double teamed by Pless, along with Jake Marlatt down there to help and support. A bear will maintain possession before being stripped of it. Pless gets it and will turn it over. So offense's zone time, short-handed for the Knights. Collision down low. Pless will go ahead and grab it, and we'll send it forward. Ground ball will be battled for. Fairview able to get it on sides. So Fairview with just 20 seconds to work with. Down low. Will come to number 19, Drew Stinchcomb. They're going to try to eat a little time here, just 10 seconds, and then try to get the final shot. Here's Teddy Worth with it, a shot. Good save there by Nate Kopech. 3 seconds, 2 and 1, and that's going to do it for quarter number 3 here at Halftime Help Stadium.
And it is just impossible almost to get a ball into Nate Peck's goal. He's been playing quite well throughout this whole game, and big props to Nate Kopech.
Yeah, hasn't been tested an abundance of a lot today, but has been there when he needed to. So only one goal in that quarter comes from Teddy Worth, as the Knights able to put one more on the board. 12 minutes left to go in this one. Golden Eagles lead at 9-2. We'll be back for the start of the fourth. And we are back for some fourth quarter action. Golden Eagles lead this one 9-2, looking to close it out and go to 6-0 on the season. As always, we will start with the face-off. Holden Hayes, the freshman, the center specialist, unable to come away with this one. Hard on the forecheck. And the ball will be turned over and scooped up by Pless. Pless will move it ahead. Going off for a change now will be Hayes. Here's Pless, a long pole. We'll work it down low. Here's a chance in front. And a good denial there by Sam Rich. Hard to see if that one got net. But Sam Rich came out to challenge it well. So obviously a good decision to not make a goalie change there, as obviously giving up 9 goals and a half is never something a goalie wants to do, but really didn't get a ton of help there in that right. First half, and the defense has come alive for Fairview here in the second. Right,
no, it's never a great feeling to just give up that many goals, but I think it was the good decision to switch it up.
Yep, he's got some confidence going with him now. Fairview with Teddy Worth at the top will look to go on the attack. Sends it down low for Jack Cornwell. Cornwell to a bear. Back to Cornwell. Near the goal line. Cornwell on the outside, guarded there by Pless. We'll send it up top to Worth. Some extended zone time for the Knights. And a pass that's going to go off the stick of a Knight. And the Golden Eagles will be able to come in transition back the other way. Crossfield pass to Pless as he will look to begin the breakout. Pless will go ahead and give it to his brother Dylan. Now it's Dylan Pless carrying the ball. Vista obviously carries a pair of Plesses. And they are two monumental pieces of this team, Dylan on the offensive side and Ryan on the defensive side. Sam Rich will have the ball now. We'll look to get Fairview turning on the offensive side as a crossfield pass cannot be hauled in by Olsen, and offensive zone time for the Golden Eagles on the horizon. Here's Riley Jenkins with it. We'll give it off to Brown. Brown, he usually works himself down low in the middle, will do so once again. Here is Dawson Long. We'll scan over his options. Give it off to the freshman, Jack Blaze. Long range shot. And that one skips off Blaze's stick and will retain possession with the Golden Eagles.
Starting off this quarter, the defense for the Knights has stayed pretty solid. Kind of just carrying the momentum from the third quarter over to the fourth.
Golden Eagles back on the attack. Still don't have a goal in this second half. This one down front. Looking to try to change that was Dawson Long, and he just sent that one over. Dawson Long frustrated that he didn't get the call to maintain possession, but they're going to say Fairview ball as they come back the other way.
think this is still a very defensive game in the fourth quarter thus far.
Yep, we saw the fireworks offense out of Vista in the first. Haven't seen as much here in the second half. Again, we mentioned that the Golden Eagles have, through their first 5 games, outscored their opponents 82-27. Just a remarkable feat. 2 of those teams coming in California on their little road trip for some team bonding and kind of help their max preps and national rank. Of course, Mountain Vista comes into this game as a top 5 team, not just in the state of Colorado, but in the western half of the nation. And they are now nationally known, which is always good to see for this dominant Vista lacrosse team, looking to go back-to-back with state titles, as it looks good as they are 8 minutes and 26 seconds away from a 6-0 start, exactly where they want to be. Back to the action, it's Stopkowski with it. Will pull up, send it over to Pless. Sends it low. Here's Stopkowski with it up top. Shooting lefty, will give it off to Pearson. Pearson will work his way up high. Sends it down low. Fumbled momentarily by Blaze, gets it back. Sends it to Pless. And back up top to Pearson. Gotta really appreciate Pearson's pink head and Stopkowski's blue head. Makes it that much easier to identify who those two are.
You really do, and it really just helps because with Pearson having the pink head, it's so recognizable with his swiftness, and it somehow makes him more interesting to watch.
He's had his fingerprints on this game all day long. A pair of goals for him. Here is Dylan Pless with it, nicknamed the MVP. He's going to show you why. Had this one ring off the post. Here is Pearson with it. Will fake the pass, retain it. Now send it to Stopkowski. Swim move. Stopkowski a shot, and that one just sails wide on him. Vista controlling the perimeter of play, as the Knights are just content to hunker down and try to avoid those in-tight shots and trust in Sam Richards not let it goal up in this second half thus far. Here's Pless with it. Pless will wait a shot. Bounces just wide of the net. And, even though the Golden Eagles have not been able to put a shot in the back of the net, they can't be mad with the amount of chances they are getting. They are still competing hard and just unable to get it to go. Trying to change that now.
Absolutely. The chemistry is still there. The passes have been great. It's just the shots themselves that have been just a tiny bit off. But that's okay because both defenses are playing really well, so it is difficult.
Yep, the stellar defense of the Golden Eagles just allowing 2 goals in this game. That's 29 this season. 6:23 to go in this one. Comes up top for Stopkowski. Stopkowski in, and nice save by Sam Rich, who has just been lights out in the second half. So we'll get a stoppage in play for the moment. Looks like Vista's going to end up keeping the balls. Appears we had a flag fly. So the Golden Eagles will get another opportunity with the man advantage to try to get one to hit the back of the net. 30-second interference call. Here is Stopkowski with it. Moves it down low. Here's a chance in front. And that one is able to fall for the Golden Eagles, and they are able to finally get their goal.
I feel so bad because that was just a dropped catch and just bounced right into the goal. Not entirely his fault, but I know he must be feeling bad about that one.
Yep, Dawson Long now has a pair in this one. We talked about what the Knights were trying to do defensively, just keep them to the outside. When you have a team that's so offensively driven and talented as the Golden Eagles, eventually they're going to break through, and that's exactly what they do there as they hit the double-digit mark in this one. Now up 10-2 with 5:58 left to go as they look to move to 6-0 on the season. A missed pass there, and that will give possession to the Golden Eagles. Nate Kopech will receive the pass. Some of the first action he's had in a little bit. Jake Marlatt will look for the long-range pass. Just sailed that one a little too high. And now the turnover. And we will get a whistle. And Fairview will have possession with it. Send this one cross field. Fumbled. And then re-picked up by Dickinson Tuman. Comes to number 19, Vierto. And we get another whistle on the play.
And this Vista defense just will not let the Knights have a single offensive possession. They are just beating them down like crazy.
So here's Wing with it. We'll give it off to Cromwell. Knights trying to get set up. Cromwell with it in the bottom half of your screen. Cromwell will switch to lefty. Work his way in. Triple teamed. Nate Kopech looking to intercept the pass out from his net. And Kopech will just swat at it dangerously. Vista has no goalie in net. Kopech has to hustle back there. Knights might just be concept to get a long-range shot. They won't. They keep possession. Here's a shot and a save by Nate Kopech, eating that one after quite an eventful play for him, having to swat at that ball, end up falling.
Very dangerous swat. It could have ended very badly for the Golden Eagles, as there was no goalie in the net.
As the big man hustles back and makes the save. And now we will get a timeout on the field. Vista will call the timeout. Up 10-2 in this one. Gotta like what the Golden Eagles are putting on. And start of this one was the first half, 9 goals. Dylan Pless has 3. A couple guys with 2, like Jake Stopkowski. Ethan Pearson has had his fingerprints all over this game. Just a lot to like. Obviously, the second half has been more defensive oriented, but still, I mean, in a game like this, you know you're going to get on to tougher challenges as you go on. What are the things you want to take out of this game? Is it just the defensive style? Is it, just continue with the offensive power that you saw in the first half? What are the keys that the Golden Eagles coaches are going to take away from this one?
Well, the Golden Eagles are 5-0 for a reason, and we have seen why they are 5-0 in this game right here. They have just been tremendous on every aspect of the field. They've been so good defensively and offensively, as we saw in the first half, putting up 9 points against the Knights, and it's just been a crazy game all around. And I know that the coach is going to be very proud of this team, and they definitely have to be proud of themselves on how they played today and take this energy into their next game.
Yep, so the Golden Eagles just 424 away from starting off the season with a perfect 6-0 record. Assuming, you never know.
You never know.
If we don't have any late-minute heroics from the Knights, they would fall to 1-2. Obviously not the result they're looking for. You're playing against the reigning state champions team. You got a new team, kind of a new system. For them, tough loss, but what are the things you're going to take out of it the positive thing you can take out of it to keep moving forward?
Some things that the Knights can do moving forward is they can really try to see what made Vista dominate in this game. And honestly, it really just goes back to the fundamentals, Jack. Team chemistry, being able to pass the ball around, being able to take shots, and defending the goal, importantly, because not allowing so many shots to be taken onto the goal is a really, really big part of what they need to work on.
Another thing is, like we said it quite a bit on here, but haven't seen the fireworks on the offensive side. It's been a 1-1 game in the second half, so something they got to feel pretty good about. This one spikes off the post as Brady Brown had a long-range shot that beats Sam Rich. Got a little help from the iron there. Looks like we had a second ball in the field, so Jake Marlatt will go ahead and toss that one out of play.
And I know the Knights right now, all the Knights, they're just wishing, I wish that we could have just made this second half the beginning of the game, because then it would have been 1-1 all defense, and it could have been a very different outcome. But the Vista offense was way too explosive the first half to make any chance of that happening.
Good turnover here for the Knights as they will continue up the field. Looking to cut this deficit, and a good save there by Nate Kopech. Sturdy as a rock back there in net. That was Aiden Olson, the long pole coming down with a shot on the left-hand side. Nate Kopech got out to him squared. Again, hasn't been tested a lot in this game, but when he has, he's been sharp. I'm letting up 2 on a couple shots that the Knights were able to put on them. One coming from Bear, the other coming from Teddy Worth, the 2 goal scorers thus far for the Knights. So inside 3 minutes, the Knights will look to set up, try to add one more to the goal party. They are unable to do so as Nate Kopech gets the shaft of his stick on that one. Possession will stay with the Knights as Stinchcombe will bring it into play. Down in the far corner, wearing number 19 in red, Stinchcombe will work his way, takes a shot, sends it wide right. Kopech tried to come out and get the extra step. He is unable to do so. So some extended zone time for Fairview. Here's a long-range shot, steered aside by Nate Kopech. So some good opportunities for the Knights late in this game, something to build on as they will continue on in their season. Here's a Bear with it. A Bear will wait, stay in the far corner, then will come to the near side. And that pass is going to miss, and it's going to be Golden Eagles' ball. 2:10 left to go in this one. The Golden Eagles will advance to a perfect 6-0 record as Pearson brings it on into the attacking zone. Fairview will fall to 1-2. Fairview, you can't put too much emphasis on this. They came in as the 13th seed. Obviously, 3 games of the season, you're not going to know that much, but a good test for them early on. They see what a state championship caliber team is like, and we said it before, you're not going to get the result that they wanted, but still a lot they can learn from this, and you play like you did in the second half, and you're step for step with the best team, not just in the state, but you're looking at a team that's a top 5 team nationwide in the western half of the United States.
Of course, so even though they might have lost this game, this whole experience for them might not be a loss after all, because they are getting a lot of experience going up against one of the best teams in the state, and they can definitely take this information to their next game.
And Fairview will continue to grow and get better as each game goes on, as Sam Rich, who has been the bright spot for Fairview, at least in the second half, makes another save. Has been tested quite a bit, has blocked everything, and that's the one thing that's just killed Fairview in this game. And we talk about a team like Vista that just creates so many turnovers. That's one of their big strengths. So they come on transition here. Here's a shot, and he puts it off the bounce shot in the top corner. Riley Jenkins will join the goal party as he's able to beat
On the
Riley
goal, that's junior,
Sam Rich.
Number 5, Riley Jenkins. Second assist of the goal, second assist of the game, number 9, Joel Pallas.
So Joel Pallas will get his second assist of the game as Vista will pump in their 11th goal of the game with 54.5 seconds remaining. Holden Hayes unable to win this draw. The flip pass will go, but as we were saying, as we just saw, perfect example there, Vista's just so talented when it comes to creating chances off of turnovers, and when you're playing a team like Vista, you cannot have turnovers in your own zone, as that's going to cost you.
Right, because a turnover in a game against Vista will most likely lead to a score, and even if it does lead to a score, they're going to have that ball for a long time and chew that clock away. And you just really, the Knights really just got to learn to maintain ball possession, and if they can do that, then that'll be very big for them.
Yep, that's the one thing that it can be tough to prepare for when you got such an aggressive team like the Golden Eagles, but gotta have your passes sharp, gotta have your passes crisp, crisps on each other's sticks, and it's something that they're not. You're going to see the result we saw today with the Golden Eagles as we enter the final 15 seconds of this one as a flag flies late. Much of the dismay of the Golden Eagles. Officials will huddle and figure out what the call and who the penalty is against. Looks to be some confusion. It looked like the Golden Eagles bench erupted as if it was a late call against them. As we continue to wait for the official decision, and it will be against Fairview. So must have been some miscommunication down there with just 16.7 seconds left to go in this one.
Fairview hold with possession. Technical foul. 30 seconds.
So it'll be a technical foul, 30-second. Brief power play for the Golden Eagles to finish out this one, as they try to get their correct substitutions on.
And the Eagles are probably just going to chew the clock down, let this one wind out. And that is going to be the end of our ball game.
Yep, so we will have it there as the final 2 second, 1 second ticks off the clock. And the Mountain Vista Golden Eagles will trot over to celebrate with their goalie, Nate Kopech. Final score from this one, Mountain Vista 11, Fairview 2. Caleb, what was the big takeaway from this one?
The big takeaway for this one was first of all, this was a very defensive game, I would say. Both teams played pretty good on defense come second half. And, of course, the Golden Eagles just played terrific all throughout. Really good offense, really good defense. Not much else to be said. Eagles were looking pretty perfect out there. As for the Knights, they really got to just, as we said before, the turnovers is just what really killed them in this game. You have to learn how to maintain ball possession if you're going to get up against a super elite team like the Golden Eagles. And I think that the Knights are going to be a lot better when it comes to that come around their next game. And as for the Eagles, they have a lot to look forward to with this win, and Eagles are going to go on to do great things.
Yep, a great team victory for the Golden Eagles. Nate Kopech just allowing 2 goals in against the Fairview Knights. Dylan Pless led the way in this one with 3 goals. Great team effort by overall with all the Golden Eagles. We thank you so much for tuning into this one. The Golden Eagles are now 6-0 on the season. We'll look to make it 7-0 in their next matchup as Fairview will drop to 1-2. We thank you so much for joining us. For Caleb Corrales, Jack Strassner, we thank you, our entire VistaNow crew, for helping us out with this one, and we will see you back on VistaNow very shortly. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.